Hi.
Welcome to Twinset and Purl's Knitting Podcast, episode 72.
I'm Rachel.
I'm Jo.
And we are twins. If you're new here, we're twins who knit and design together. We design together as Twinset and Purl. We knit together as twins.
And we podcast together whenever we can. So it's only been a week since our last podcast. But we
thought we'd come on and tell you all about last weekend.
So last time we podcast on the Friday after we'd set up our stand for the big flock. And we wanted to come on again and share all the things that all the things that happened, all the things that we purchased, all the just our experience of having a stand for the first time. So we're going to kick off though with
a little bit of normal podcast,
and then
we've got a few whips. We want the FOs. We've got a few whips to talk about, and then we'll go into the show and our acquisitions.
So, just very briefly, how's your week been?
My week has been good. I definitely took a day to recover from the show, but by Tuesday I felt back as normal as I feel. I am on chemo at the moment, so that's what I mean. Not that I'm not normal. I've done a lot of knitting.
Cool.
It's been we've had rain this week.
Oh, it's perfect temperature.
But it's been
not too hot.
It's my kind of summer when the sun shines and it's 21 degrees.
Yeah.
I can't remember where I was waiting, and I said to someone. I don't know where I've been this week. I thought I'd been to Tesco's. Maybe I said something to somebody in Tesco's. But yeah, I've had a good week. I've been quite focused knitting wise.
Oh, that's good.
I think I had 2 patterns come out at Big Flock, and I think that there's a bit of relief after you've released them into the world. And
I know what you mean.
Well, for me anyway, you probably finished something and then you've got something else to write up. But I have got something else to write up, but I'm obviously give myself time, and I kind of do it when I feel like it. I don't have deadlines like Jo.
And
so
you also don't work. You don't work, but you obviously, you don't work for a reason.
Yeah.
And I've had to work, and normally my work is it's like, I'm an analyst for a bank. It's pretty full on. It's not like it's a trivial.
I've been here.
It's not like it's a trivial job, but often there's, I always can take lunch and whatever. So I get some knitting done during the day, and when I'm working from home during my lunch, I'll often write a bit of a pattern or whatever. But recently it's got a bit too full on for me. I'm moving on to a new project. I think I described this last time. I'm moving on to a new project, and I'm handing over my old project to somebody else for a few months before they go off on maternity leave, and it's just been full on.
So when they go off on maternity leave, you've got to come back?
Yes.
Oh, that's a bit strange.
Yeah, it's all a bit, I don't know. Anyway, I'm not going to go there. I'm just going to do what I'm told. But
you heard it here.
I also had watching the bin men, had a very annoying email from somebody.
We don't have to talk about
no, just the way it was dealt with. I think she should have talked to me, and instead she went to her boss and my boss about it.
Yeah.
And
you've been dealing with it all week.
And I was very annoyed. But I think I gave myself a migraine on Tuesday because I was tired from the weekend.
Yeah.
And then
stress.
I stressed myself out. I let it get to me when I should have let it just flow over.
Yeah.
And I think it was more because I was upset for my team. She was a bit dismissive of them. Anyway, so we got through it. We had a meeting, we sorted it all out. But I did have a migraine on Tuesday, and that was not the nicest.
No.
And I have to say, I still feel a bit tired from the weekend.
I feel I'm normal.
I feel like I should have taken Monday off and then I would have been fine.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to this weekend because it's a long weekend. It's another bank holiday in the UK. The weather's going to be, it's lovely at the moment, but it's going to be miserable.
Right.
That's May bank holiday. My husband's got lots of things planned, so we've got to go and do everything in the rain.
No. We've got nothing planned.
He's going to Scotland next week. So, and we're having a guy come and do some decorating at the end of next week. So a whole load of stuff's got to move around in the house and it's got to be done before he goes.
Yeah.
Or some of it. We've got to work out what is going to be, what needs more than one of us to carry it.
A little bit annoying, isn't it?
It is, but also it's probably better. We're having the bedroom painted and it's probably better that it's only me that's moving into the spare room rather than both of us having to move stuff into the spare room. So we'll get there. But and we'll have a lovely freshly painted bedroom.
Yeah, your husband's going away and then my husband's going away. My husband's going back to China, much to his distaste. He's really not looking forward to it. But hey ho, that's his job. So
are you looking forward to a week?
I don't mind being on my own. I mean, I lived on my own. We've been together a long time now, but I have lived on my own for years.
I like a couple of days on my own, but I can't say I want a whole week
we
on my own.
We always worry that I'm going to get sick when he's not here, which hasn't actually happened. No one else has had to take me to the triage or anything, but you never know. Fingers crossed. No, I was talking to somebody about. They asked me how I'd been, and this year it's been so much better than last year. Honestly, you have to tell us what you think of this new angle. We're discussing it before, but we actually think it'd be good to show stuff. So carry on, as you were. This last year I was really ill, and this year I've been well. But one trip to A&E, but you know, got to mix it up a bit sometimes when all you do is go to Tesco's.
So you've had a good week. I've had an okay week. Knitting wise, it's been all right. I've done quite a bit of knitting.
What are you wearing? Let's get on with it.
Yeah, I was just going to say, should we get on with the show? I am wearing two things. First of all, the sweater is the Love Note, and it was Rachel knit this, and then she gave it to me because she didn't want to wear it anymore. And it's a beautiful cotton silk from...
It's called Finesse, and I think it's King Cole Finesse. It's just from my local yarn store.
Yeah.
And I did knit it on a 5mm rather than a 6mm. It's DK yarn.
It's lovely, and I watched a podcast the other day where... Wool Needles Hands.
Sorry, I didn't mean to touch your bosom.
Wool Needles Hands.
Yeah.
Was reviewing patterns, and she asked her patron to put forward patterns that they go back to.
Right.
And
the Love Note.
Then she had a big wheel of them, and then she did a spin and she picked 10 to talk about. And the Love Note was one of them. And her categories were wearability, the pattern page in Ravelry, the repeatability, the 5 things that she talked about. One was like aesthetics and whether the pictures in the pattern page made you want to buy it, knit it, buy it, whatever. What was the fourth?
God, people really think a lot.
Anyway, about so she went through and she doesn't like the Love Note.
Right.
She doesn't think it's not her style.
Right.
And so she didn't give it very many marks. She also didn't like the pictures they'd got up.
Oh.
And the fact that 2 of them are wearing it with jeans, but they've got to wear a vest underneath and they've got it really cropped. And she thinks that would put people off.
Right.
Doesn't
she know that people will knit a jumper as long as they want?
Yeah. But she said, you know, if you're looking at the pictures, does that put you off? And I was like, oh, I've never really analysed my pictures that
both of us
before.
The first one to be knitted was before we went to Knit City in Vancouver, which was 2019.
Yeah.
And I think we both had kind of cropped ones.
It was wear with a dress, wasn't it? I wouldn't wear mine with...
No, yours was like...
I wouldn't wear mine with jeans.
Alpaca with grey. Was mine in air? No, not in air. I feel that was my Felix.
I can't remember your one.
And I definitely then... I knitted it in Rowan Classic alpaca, and it was... I loved that navy blue one. But yeah, anyway.
So I've knitted it. I've knitted
it for babies. I've knitted it for me.
Yeah. So they got a lot of points for their pattern page and for all of that. But
it's tin can knits.
I know. Anyway, and the second thing I'm wearing is Paige
by Jo,
by me, from the Power of Three, and it's in one of my favourite yarns, which is Mudbound by...
So if you're watching this,
get on with yours. Mudbound by Black Elephant.
It's beautiful.
And when I wore it to Flock, everybody was...
She's dying again, apparently.
Yeah.
She's at some... I can't remember.
Everybody wanted this colourway.
I think she's at Yarndale.
Oh, right. I've got one skein of it left.
Have you?
Yeah. I think it might have to become an Alexander.
Oh, yeah. Be gorge.
We'll see.
With a single, some kind of other singles. Yeah,
I've got a dark brown.
Ooh.
Madeline Tosh.
Nice. Let me just grab that hair off it. I am wearing a Simon Cowell, and Jo's version was on our mannequin on Sunday and got loads of love. Her mild mohair one, which every time I think about it, I want to knit one, but you know. But mine is, so Jo, the first ever Simon Cowell Jo made for me into lots of baby alpaca. Anyway, I knitted mine in Surrey held single and a sock yarn for the main colour. I love it. This is
the same sock yarn.
Yeah, it is. It's in my Simon socks. So I'm going to show in a bit. I wear this the most out of any. Well, I've worn other things more, but in the past. But of my recent knit, so I've knitted this.
It goes so well with your sweatshirt.
Yeah, I love this colour. So yeah, so I'm wearing the Simon Cowell, and it's gorgeous. Right. So quickly, we're just going to talk about our knit-alongs because one is ending soon, and we'll show what we're making for the other one as well. So we probably do that first after we talk about the sock. So if you've watched this, if you follow us, you know that we're doing the Botanical Sock KAL, Botanical Sock KAL. And it ends on Saturday night at midnight or thereabouts, whenever I'm awake. Probably 1st of June. Can I grab a tissue? Sorry. I've got my usual sniffle. Anyway, so there's still time to join in because all you have to do is
cast on a sock.
No,
knit one sock.
Knit one sock. So if you've got a week and 2 days, this will go up tonight.
I might be able to.
Oh, I don't think you'll be able to. Anybody else?
Oh, I've done one.
Anybody else, you can finish a sock.
Only because I've got too much other stuff to do.
So there's shorty patterns. There's 2 shorty patterns. So any of the Botanical Yarn Club sock, Twinset and Purl Club socks.
Yes.
Patterns. There's a thread on Ravelry for the chatter, and they're listed. The ebooks are linked.
But all the patterns are available individually.
Yeah, individually. So give it a go. And
extra point if you knit.
So the people who've posted their FOs, if you knit them in Botanical Yarn, post again the same picture. And I want to see one of them. I could tell it was Botanical Yarn, but I'd like to see the label, please. Being very fussy this time. There are many prizes, so get your FOs in the FO thread, and
we'll be announcing prizes next time.
Yeah, we'll pick winners, and we're just going to assign yarn to them, aren't we?
Yeah.
Because we've got lots of sock sets, so literally, I mean, honestly, if you hated it, give it away to someone else, I'm afraid. But we will send them all over the world.
Yeah.
So, Yeah, so that's that one. And then the second one is, it started on the 1st of May. So that's been nearly a month. Oh, it was just after the 1st of May, wasn't it? Because
It was after the last time we podcast.
So we both cast on and we showed them last week.
Yeah.
Episode 71 even.
And how much had you done?
I had just
you'd done one repeat of the
Yeah, I just done my short rows,
Yeah.
and I had your short rows.
Oh, my short rows are coming up because they're after the yoke.
Yeah, so mine is living in this big Emma ball bag, and I love it. I really like. I think after I finished my sweater, I'm gonna use it to keep all my sock projects together. I love it so much. So I have got 16 rows to go before I split for sleeves. That's my back. That's the.
I think your needle is more appropriate than mine.
So I have now done 3 repeats of the.
It's difficult to see.
It is in this colour. You can kind of see how it like cinches in. Is it better like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's quite cool. For my size, I can't remember what size I'm doing. 5, I think. I end on one of those. Like my last row is the last row of the repeat. So
for the yoke.
Yeah, then I'm not doing.
Oh, you're not doing sleeves?
No, I'm going to do
one of those into the
like the rows up to there.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it into the
You're not doing it into the cuff.
Nah, not doing that. Yeah, so then I will.
What
in the body.
What?
It's called French Navy.
Yeah.
And do you think it's more navy in this light?
No.
And it is
French navy is a lighter navy though. That's what I call navy.
Yeah, that's navy. This is French navy.
Yeah.
And I think it's nice for a t-shirt.
Yeah.
And it is the King Cole Cotton Soft DK. And we have 100% cotton. And we've decided that we're going to buy the winner will be a sweater quantity of Cotton Soft.
And we'll let the person know.
And they can choose their colours. So, like we did for the Knitting for Olive winner. So hopefully I will be well into the body by the time we next podcast, which is going to be in 2 weeks' time. I may have finished it.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm hoping to have finished mine.
I'm wearing them.
And mine is the Lady Violet. So I've got the lace down the raglan.
It was so cute. Were we just talking to me? You just talking to me? And you said it's like knitting a teddy bear.
Yeah. The lace is down the raglan, and then the back is just flat, straight, no lace. And I've got about 5 rows until I do the short rows. And mine is in this Drops Alpaca. I don't really call it alpaca mix because it's
heathered.
Oh right, it's only alpaca, 100% alpaca, and we think that's colourway is called brown, but it's 0618. And then this Knitting for Olive soft silk mohair,
and it's amazing to me
in the colourway Sparrow, and that just warms that up.
Yeah, but it's amazing if you can see it close up, which you can't. You can see the thread of the
mohair
silk, and it's unusual because normally with mohair you don't see it, like just adds to the fullness. I mean, it does add to the fullness of the stitch, but because that's knitted on 6mm needles, isn't it? Oh, I love it, Joan.
But it is like knitting a teddy
and
bear.
Also it's kind of,
if I've got any of this
tonal, the colour's not just flat, is it?
If I've got any of that left over, I'm going to knit something out of the Moosh and Friends
Was that
with it.
was that for your hood?
No.
Just the mohair.
Yeah, the hood was the pale Regia silk. Like
Oh, yeah, yeah.
creamy, and I thought that it looked too much like flesh. Also, we had this conversation last time. Hood is not good.
No.
Hood is not good.
I'm not 100% sure a mohair, but you are quite cold.
When I'm walking around though,
Cold as a
I'm cold
person.
as a person.
Have you curled your hair today?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, it's all bouffant.
If I, when I'm walking around though, I'm not cold.
She's all bougie, and I'm not bougie at all.
But I'm loving it, and it's
This
the only thing
is my new sweatshirt.
the only thing I'm not liking is the
Oh yeah, tink tink.
tink 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 of the needles with
No.
the hollow chow goose.
Yeah, I'm on a.
And
I'm on a 4.5, so mine are okay.
I'm keeping this in a new purchased bag
Oh.
that I purchased at the weekend from Butternut Handmade from Conchetta,
Oh, it's
and
beautiful.
I love it. It was on the display like that, and I was just like, look at that fabric. I love those colours.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Mustard. Yeah. So that's
We had a little bit of a mutual appreciation society, didn't we?
Yeah.
Between us and Conchetta. Yeah, so those are.
that's the KALs.
Yeah. And that KAL goes on until the end of July.
Yeah.
And
And the Lady Violet in particular takes,
It's so quick.
pardon me, 4 skeins of yarn, 2
mohair,
mohair, 2
200 grams of 4-ply, 250 grams of mohair.
yeah. The bigger sizes might need a bit more mohair.
Mhm.
Depends on how.
Yeah,
Or if
which
you
one buy.
use Surrey,
Yeah.
you need more. You'll need more. But
you
yeah,
can make
I
it
think out of the
lovely.
mohair, but all sizes there was 2 and 2, wasn't it?
Yeah. We haven't actually managed to. We are thinking of having a Zoom to maybe talk about mods. So I don't know when.
Put some comments in the. Put a comment in the
Yeah.
below the video if you'd like a Zoom to talk about
The KAL.
the
And,
KAL.
yeah. So you've got 2 shawls, which we've seen before.
Yes, I haven't cast on anything new.
I've cast on one thing, but shall I show my HFO, half finished object? I finally finished my first Simon sock, and I love it. So
You're going to have to wear them with your cowl.
I know. So I've got the yarn in here. So it's Colin, which is from Botanical Yarn, from the Bridgerton collection. And I'm also going to have plenty of that left to knit.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some
Alexander.
No, I think I'm going to do some shorty socks. I want solid Colin.
Ah.
I want something 100% Colin. And then this is, I found the label, but I haven't managed to put it in the bag.
Quenki Edelweiss.
Is it
Aqua green or something?
Yeah, is it wool with aloe vera in
vera.
it? Juggle for you. A multi-entertaining podcast.
Ignore Rachel and look at the
I've just
Simon sock.
realised that Joe has how high up you've put the. We had this tripod for 2.5 years, and Joe's finally worked out how to work it. Yeah, so Simon sock, pattern's almost written. So keep an eye out, because I will be doing a test call on test knit, test knitter call on Instagram. With a Google form, Microsoft form. What are they? What do you call them? A doc form.
It's a Microsoft form.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Perfect.
it will be, and I'm actually having my my lovely Maggie, Test Knitter Maggie, is knitting a pair in blue fern yarns in navy blue and like a rusty rhubarby red colour, which will be the official ones for the pattern, because I want people to be able to get the yarn that's all a bit more like an obvious, because every now and again when there's a darker bit it looks like I've gone wrong, because either the variegated speckled merges into this colour because they're quite similar, they've got similar coloured speckles in, or it stands out too much and looks like, so I'm going to have it done in,
good plan.
but keep an eye out for the test knit, and if you'd like to knit them, if you'd like to join in.
Cool.
I'm hoping that will be like ready to start next weekend. So if I get the pattern written beginning of the week, I finish the beginning of the week, I will set it up to start next weekend.
Cool.
There's a, what's the word, deadline for myself. Self-imposed deadline. Yes.
And I'm going to have a test call for this one.
Cool.
So shall I show you this next?
Yes.
So this is in my little grey girl bag, which I love this pattern. And she had bigger ones at the...
She had a zipper one, but no, and a pyramid. But I wanted that one. Oh, I didn't show my bag because also you've got yours on yours and I've got mine on mine. So Jo, we had these little
bag charms
made for the. So if you've got one of these at the show, we can now tell you that you are special to us. So and I didn't want to talk about this bag because Joanna wants it,
and we are going to get some more of these.
Yeah, we
made,
will, definitely,
and we're probably going to be giving them in prizes.
And also we've got our
our sign made.
Sign. So if you can read it, I'd probably brought it forward a bit more. Our camera's got grid line. Our screen's got grid lines on. So when there's no grid lines, you won't see it. Unwrapped yarn. This is where our blockers are from as well.
Yeah. So the lovely Claire made those for us.
They're brilliant. We were so impressed with. Yeah. I didn't actually get to look on her stall. It was mobbed.
I did. I've got a few things.
Each time I went, it was
I didn't bring everything with me because I had taken it out. But that's one of the things.
Oh, it's lovely.
And that's one of the things. So this is the Amy shawl, and I've almost finished section 3.
What's that doing?
That's section 1.
Oh right.
So it's that's end of section 2. So it's a long section 2, and then a shorter section 3,
and then a middle.
Yeah.
And how much yarn have you used so far? You've got 2. It's 200 grams. So you can go quite a big middle.
I'm going to do 11 pattern repeats in the middle.
I love the yellow. I love it. I love the teal. Yeah. It's lovely.
So this pattern is written.
Brilliant.
And I will
have
be
you steamed
doing
it at all?
Nope.
No.
I'll be doing a test call over the weekend. Are you doing yours over the weekend?
This weekend. No, I'm doing mine in the middle of the week.
Oh, right.
To start next weekend.
So mine will be to start on whenever people are ready. It's 2 skeins of fingering weight yarn, so
yeah, pretty much people will have it.
Yeah, I think so. It could be Monday it starts
because I've got my yarn ready.
Yeah. So so working away on that.
I think things are going to be on hold. Some of my other things are going to have to go on hold.
Yeah. So Amy is ready to go. What's in the bottom of there? Oh, that's one thing I bought for the weekend. Yeah.
These are our Yetis I had made with our logo on.
Yeah, and I was told off for being ungrateful. I do love it. It worked a treat.
Yes.
Kept the coffee warm for like 5 hours at the weekend.
Yes, the first thing Beck said when she met us was, "Oh, is that going to come off in the wash?" Because that's what Jo did.
Don't make me do that when I've got a mouthful of
Okay.
drink.
Sorry. I know. I rewatched a bit of the podcast last episode's and I nearly spat my coffee out at one point. Right. So
What else have you got to show?
I got Dad's sock.
Quick, show Dad's sock quick.
So this
I'm intrigued
is,
actually as to, because the pattern was very
yeah. So this yarn,
bizarre.
this yarn is opal
These
crazy.
show notes are going to be easy though, aren't they?
Yeah. Crazy Waters that
Yeah.
Claire gave me to knit socks for Dad, and this is the one that he picked.
Is it coming out how they said it would?
Yeah,
It is actually.
and I have just
They
finished.
do a long cuff, don't they?
Yeah, it looks like it's folded.
Mm.
Yeah. So I do my general 16 rounds for the cuff, 70 for the leg.
The 72 stitch.
Yeah, on a 2.75 circular needle. He has his little set that moves around from bag to bag because I
Like to match.
yes. When you're knitting two sleeves for your father, it gives you a bit of
Yeah.
No, I've actually really enjoyed knitting this yarn. This is quite large, and I was hoping it, and it worked out. It's done the heel flap, and then now I'm going to have a little bit of it, and then the end of it will kind of match the,
Yeah.
and then we'll get another. Well, it's quite close together, but what can you do about that?
It doesn't look bad actually, because that's got that close together.
Yeah, the problem is that when you've got a big repeat like this, it's hard to match. Well, it's not hard to match them. I had to do it for his bamboo ones, but the toe had to be different because I had to wind forward so far.
Well, who sees the toe?
I know. So he hasn't got those yet. Need to post it all when I was going to give him a big birthday present.
I might be going in. Oh no, it won't be till end of July.
Yeah, I'll knit some more for him. Right? There's like 5 spools of this, let alone the other stuff. Yeah, so
We've got Father's Day and
yeah, so I'm
Tony's
hoping
birthday
to get these finished
in June.
this month. Maybe not. Maybe beginning of next month, and then do the DK ones for him. So yeah, so there's a knot coming up though. So that's the problem with commercial yarn. Not very impressed. But you can just cut it out and
Yeah.
do a quick, you know what. But yeah, I'm so glad that's what happened on the heel flap.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if they're all from this, they're all opal.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they're all
crazy.
Crazy Waters. Yeah, so plodding, that's upstairs, that's what I knit on when I wake up. And if he's lucky, before I go to sleep. But yeah, I just like plod on and form a, you may finish a pair and then you just cast the next ones on. So, but they are the only vanilla. I'm not the only vanilla for me at the moment. I really want to cast on. I really wanted to knit some peakety pink shorties for the KAL, but I'm going to definitely knit some for this summer. I think.
Yeah.
Right. So you've got one more and I've got one more.
So this is in a Botanical Yarn bag, which Rachel loves the bag.
I love the bag and I love that.
And then this is one of Claire's new items, which is a bag charm of chicken in one of her new colours.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
And I love it. I also bought a necklace,
right,
which was on a rose gold finding, so they call it. And then it had a large flower pendant, and she changed the rings to progress keepers on the 3. So I kept a ring on the big one,
right,
and then I had the 3 little stitch markers as progress keepers. So and they were, I'll bring it with me next time, but it was a knit stitch one, the little flower that was on Amy, Did I show that? No, you didn't. Shall I?
Oh,
show
yes.
it, I think?
Yeah.
And I can't remember what the other one was, but it was this rose gold metallic
really cute.
on it, and then she changed the rings so that, because I wanted them as progress keepers, not stitch markers. Because I don't tend to use dangly stitch markers very often. Yeah, so and I also bought a little other bag, wooden bag charm that says, "How to make me happy. Bring me yarn, buy me yarn, bring me coffee, be quiet." And that, it's a joke for my husband because he brought me a cup of coffee the other morning and it was so small. I was like, what's the point? What's the point of that? It's like, I've drunk it in one mouthful.
I might have to go on have a look in her shop.
Yeah. So this is my second version of Granny Kathleen's buttons in Tin Lena. And I'm striping the blue and the grey.
Oh yeah, you finished
So I finished the first tip and I've cast on the cowl section.
Well, that would be so drapey.
Yeah. Cast on the cowl. So that's going to go. So I've reworked the buttonholes so that they are better aligned.
And then they'll be the same each side, won't they?
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah. So that pattern is in process of being written, and I'll probably get the Amy test knits set off, and then a couple of weeks later, kick this one off. So this is.
You're loving this yarn.
I am. I'm really loving it. The blue and the grey. Oh, Tin Lena. I don't like the way that they're wound though, so I have to, in the ball, I have to rewind it, but it's no biggie. So I've just been doing a little bit of each of those. Obviously more work's been done on the jumper than on the rest of it, but and I'm not even really concentrating on one or the other. I'm just letting myself do whichever one I fancy, which is quite nice. I've got from this weekend, I've got some more design knitting to do, and it's been quite nice having a week when I've had a really busy week at work and I've been a bit tired, just to knit on things that I haven't got to process. Apart from the buttonholes, which were simple, so that was fine. They were simple in the end.
Yeah,
you know.
it is.
If you can't do buttonhole math when you've got 2 maths degrees, I mean.
We did hardly any knitting over the weekend, did we? And then Sunday night I got back, and I was like just sat there staring at the TV. Couldn't even
What's
choose
your last
what to.
thing then? Oh yeah, sorry.
And then
Last but not least,
we can't remember whether I thought you had one of these as well.
No.
I think so. Maybe somebody bought it as a present.
I think you bought it yourself. I vaguely remember you picking the fabric.
Why did I not have bought you one?
I don't know.
Anyway, it's lovely. So I cast on, if that's any clue,
Maybe they didn't have any jade.
My cowl for the myeloma, so the always beautiful cowl, and I have just started the second skein, which obviously you can knit it as long as you want. We were saying that if you stopped there and did the ribbing, that's how big your cowl would be from one, and you'd get it out of one skein. And then I want to do 7, so two that's 2 sections is a whole repeat.
Oh, so you're going to do
3.5.
3.5.
Yeah.
God, it's thick, isn't
It is. It's beautiful merino though. This is Mamie and Florrie in the pumpkins at the Botanical Gardens in Glasgow. and it's the same colour as the socks that I've knitted and shown earlier. So they will be launching at the...
But it is slightly more, I think
Cumbria.
it looks slightly more tonal.
Yeah,
And it must be because of
the yarn.
yeah.
Cumbria Wool Gathering. 20th
20th and 21st of June. 21st and 22nd. We're going up on the 20th.
Yeah.
Are we?
We're going on Friday. I think the 7th of June is Saturday, so the 21st will be Saturday.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I was thinking it's Friday the 13th, isn't it?
don't
The week before.
I've booked all the hotel and everything, so it's ready. And I love it with this colour.
Mm.
So, but we think this might be sent to Popsicle because he loves an orange. He wears orange gilet, like he's a
EasyJet.
I was going to say a hunter in Minnesota. They wear orange.
EasyJet.
Yeah. So, or he just supports my Loma.
EasyJet cabin
Okay.
crew. Yeah.
So, I mean, any scientist out there who watches this, my friend works for Pfizer, and she sent me a message saying that they'd just been awarded 120 million to work on to get their myeloma drug into phase 3 trials, and believe it or not, it's a protein I used to work. The target is a protein I used to work on.
Really?
Yeah. I used to work on histone deacetylases, which open up DNA so that when you, close DNA, and the acetylases open it up so you can get RNA expression, protein expression. Anyway, just a quick little, but it's quite ironic, isn't it?
I'm using my degree to do buttonhole math, and you're...
Yeah. So this, this will come out in June next month.
Mm.
And
With the sock.
With the sock, yeah. So we will talk about them again.
Well, we're meeting up on the 6th of June,
Yeah.
so we'll talk about them then. And then we're also
Launching them.
Yeah.
We'll go live or something.
Yeah.
From Cumbria. Yeah. So that is my last whip. So the others have not been forgotten, but have not been worked on.
Yeah.
So try and I'm just gonna, like I said, I'll get back to doing 30 minutes of knitting on more things once our KAL's finished. And I don't want to forget about my Alexanders, for example, but I do have a few
summer things you want to
other
do.
things I want to
cast
cast on.
Short socks. And
Yeah, I've got an
that's
idea.
fine.
Yeah,
You're probably not going to wear a woolly Alexander cowl till.
I want to knit my design called Betty. And
in the Betty yarn.
In the Betty yarn.
Oh, I love knitting with the Betty yarn.
So I'm going to have some Betty socks. That's my next idea.
Cool. Right, shall we start talking about Big Flock?
Yeah, so
hopefully you've seen all the stuff on Instagram that's been posted, and other people have. We didn't vlog or anything like that because, there's only so many things.
Well, we have to stand.
Only so many things we can do. Yeah.
Jo, we'll put some footage at the end that Jo took of the stand in case you missed it.
I did two little videos, but Rachel wouldn't let me put one on Instagram because
you can put one on the end of this.
Yeah, because I'm going smile.
I didn't realise I was going to be in it, and I was trying to hide, and then you went smile. I was like, oh. So, I'm just going to quickly say what my impression was.
Yeah.
And then you can talk more about because I'm sure that you've got much more to say than me.
Okay.
So it was a bit like I was not say having a baby, but when I got home and looking back, I really enjoyed it. on the Saturday, I didn't really enjoy myself that much. It was very busy. I don't think, in the beginning, I didn't quite think I knew what I was doing. And I felt a big imposter syndrome. And then obviously people came and met. The first people I met were from Didcot. I've never met them before. It was, to me, it was the perfect size of a show. It was, so many people came for both days on their own and were staying in a hotel or a hostel or whatever. I think that it was, for me, it was amazing because we had John made sure there was a sofa next to our stand so I could sit down. It's like we could have people, we could, what's the word? Invite people in, kind of thing. I enjoyed Sunday much more. And so looking back, my overall impression is that let's do it again next year. I think on Saturday, people kept saying, how's it going? How's it going? I said, I'm not doing this again. But I think we've learned a few lessons and we've learned a few things that we'd change and things that we wouldn't do. But what wouldn't you do? Well, I wouldn't have a raffle for yarn. I think that was a bit
so the way that we laid our stand out, we had, it was 2 meters by 2 meters. So, but we actually, because we were on the end, and we had the sofa, we actually made it as more like 3. It was more oblong than square, and we'd planned it so that it looked a bit like a little boutique. Yeah. So we'd got a hanging rail, which had some shelves on the end, and a mirror, and a rug, and like a pink velvet seat poofy thing, which way we put all our stuff in, so it looked tidy. And then we had the mannequin with a sweater and a scarf on one day, and a sweater and a cowl on the next day, and I think it all looked really lovely. Yeah, it did. I think if I was do it differently, I would have had 2 hanging rails, one on either side, so that because there was a lot of if people wanted to look through the whole lot, it took them a while, and it meant that there wasn't something for everybody to look at all the time. Although the mannequin on the other end there was a lot of interest in that. There were a lot of people, and it's hard to talk to. Like, we needed to talk to people to explain what was happening, and because we didn't have anything physical that we were selling. Yeah. So we had a board with our QR code on to the Ravelry store. And I think that worked fairly well. And we were giving away stickers. So we had Twinset and Purl stickers. We've got loads left. And we'd made some postcards of some of our most popular designs. So we've got Cecil and Simon and Lady Violet and the Aperitivo socks. So we were giving those away, and they had our Ravelry Instagram and just like brand on there. So I think that was quite nice. We probably should have put a QR code on, but we were doing it. We didn't think about it when we did it. No. And also we probably should have been giving these to people rather than letting them choose one. It was, obviously it's our first time, and it was but it was so nice to meet. It was nice. It was like a whole selection of people who'd never heard of us, people who brought their items to show us that they'd knitted, and we want to say a massive thank you to our Maggie, Ruth and Caroline, who just helped us so much. They know our stuff, so well that they were able to talk about it as much as we.
Yeah, and they let
as much
they
as
gave
we
us
did.
so they gave us chance to. Although, funnily enough, it was Saturday when it was the busiest that you went shopping and left me on the stand on my own.
And I can't remember why I had to go that day. I had to go and do. There was something I had to go and do. There was something I wanted, so I wanted to go and get it rather
but
than
it was
before it.
And Maggie was doing a class, and I was just sat there on my own, and I don't know if I was not welcoming because I wasn't stood up, but I was like saying to people, "Have you heard of us?" And they'd just walk on past, and I was just like, okay. But no, it was lovely to meet people who've knitted our things, and you know, yeah, it was a lovely show, wasn't it? It was just weird. Like our shopping was like literally an hour each or something, which is not like a normal show for us. Obviously, we're together usually, and I didn't look at everything by any stretch. No, I had quite 2 or 3 people asking if I would design something with their yarn. That's nice. You got to get in touch with.
Yeah, I've got to get in touch with the
Gorgeous. Is it called Gorgeous Yarn?
Yeah, she dyes naturally dyes yarn.
She does that solar. Yeah, where you put it in a jar and leave it out in the sun. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, so it was a good mix of.
Claire and John did an amazing job picking vendors, and we also lucked out because our room the air conditioning worked, and the other room didn't. So
I think we were interested in whether people wanted to see designers' patterns. We didn't have physical patterns for people to buy.
That didn't matter so much.
People really liked. People kept saying how much they liked to see the samples.
And I don't think it was necessarily the ones that we would have picked to have printed out. So I'm glad we didn't do that. You know, we had no way. We hadn't set up by next.
It would have had to have been cash.
Yeah,
I think. But
by next year, we might have a website and stuff that's easier. But we also discovered that a lot of people don't
want paper patterns.
No, they want them in their Ravelry or whatever, so they can put it in a knit companion. They can print it off if they want to. They can print off everything but the front cover. They can do, whatever they want to do. Yeah. And it was just a mix of people, wasn't it?
And then on the Sunday afternoon, we did our podcaster
in the live lounge.
In the podcaster lounge. We did our podcaster meetup, and that was really nice as well. We had
about 12 to 15 people there. People were coming and going a bit,
and we did a kind of Q&A and a bit of we kept going off topic and then coming back to knitting
and then chatting about what the new designs are going to be and stuff.
It was really warm though in that atrium.
Yeah, my chocolate melted. I had to put it back in the fridge before I could eat it. Yeah.
And the other things about the show, the food.
The burger was really good.
Yeah.
But barbecue grill. What did you say? It was barbecue.
Barbecue had burgers and hot dogs,
veggie and vegan and
meat eaters.
No, it was that was really tasty, and also it came with salad on the side and stuff. So it's like
the coleslaw was really good.
Relatively.
And then they had like pasties and sausage rolls and sandwiches and cakes inside. So that was really good.
And we saw Wool and Wishes.
Yeah.
Lots.
Yeah.
Lovely to see you ladies.
We met Angela from
Angela,
Northern Ireland.
She'd flown over on her own.
Yeah, who has test knit a lot for me.
So both of those
I've got podcasts.
Wool and Wishes and Angela Makes NI.
She's Angela Makes NI on Instagram, but I think she's just Angela Makes podcast. And then we met Gaynor.
From Tales from Cuckoo Land
and Gaynor Jane. And who was the lady she was with? She does a podcast as well, doesn't she?
Ollie and Bella? No.
I don't know her name.
Dark hair.
Mm.
Cherie.
Mm.
Was it Cherie from Ollie and Bella?
Don't think so. Anyway,
I didn't see her
I've
friend.
seen her at Flop a couple of times.
Okay. I only saw Gaynor. Yeah, I've met some lovely people.
We also had a guy.
Oh yeah, this is funny.
We were just chatting to each other, and this guy came up and he said, "Are those real shaker boxes?"
I was stood over there.
So I'd brought from home 2 shaker boxes, which I have stacked up in my living room,
Which our dad made.
which our dad had made. And he'd been on the Bird Street stand, which we were up on a stage
behind them.
behind the Bird Street stand, and he'd been in the Bird Street stand with his wife.
Yeah. She was looking at yarn.
She was looking at yarn, and he was looking through the stand, and he saw our 2 shaker boxes, and he came up and he's like, "Are they real?"
I make shaker.
I make shaker boxes, and we were like, "Yeah, they're real. Our dad made them." And he was telling us how he'd learnt to make shaker boxes at the American Museum in Bath, and it's our dad who taught him how to make them. So it was really lovely, wasn't it? He gave us his card.
I didn't have his card. I talked to Dad about it. He was amazed that somebody was.
Yeah, and he's now making shaker boxes. I don't know if he does it as.
No, he does it. Yeah, he's got a card.
Mm.
Yeah, a business card.
So, if you don't know what a shaker box is, do we have one anywhere near? So it's like my 2 are round, but they can be oval, and then they have this like a swallowtail.
Yeah. So I've got a bin upstairs and a laundry bin, and I've got a pencil pot in there, and a big, massive one that's a coffee table that he made Mum for their anniversary one year.
Yeah.
So,
but Dad used to make them for Fortnum and Mason
and Liberty,
John Lewis, and
he retired. Yeah, he retired when he moved to the Isle of Man. So, yeah.
But that was amazing.
It was really lovely. Kind of made the day, really.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the day, when we were leaving to go back to the hotel, I honestly, if you'd gone, I would have blown over. I was that tired. But
then you got your second
glass
wind.
of wine later, I was fine.
And we met up with Helen and Sophie from the Wool Kitchen, and Claire and Ruth, Caroline and Ruth, Maggie and Angela for dinner in the hotel. We were all
4 of us were in the same hotel, weren't we? And it was lovely.
And then the next day it started a little bit later,
and we slept much better because
I didn't snore.
Joe didn't snore. And we started at half an hour later, and we managed to get coffee at the hotel because the coffee wasn't that great.
Small. I think that was the problem.
It wasn't that great.
I like a
I'm
big
just going to
coffee.
put a bit more lip gloss. It wasn't that great at the show, and also Sunday morning it broke down.
Did it?
Yeah, Maggie went to get hers. The coffee machine broke, so you could have filter but nothing else. So so she.
I hope John and Claire didn't get any. You've got a little bit of fluff.
I've got lots of fluff around me. They got annoyed, got grief for that, but I don't think so. I think maybe they sorted it out, but it when Maggie went to get hers, it broke. Yeah, so the second day was
a bit quieter.
It was quieter, but you got to talk to people, and that's the day I did most of my shopping, and it was lovely.
It was
lovely.
It was a really lovely atmosphere.
So
there was lots of spaces for people to sit and chat and
and that's what they wanted was
Yeah.
the community.
Yeah, and the workshops. Everybody loves all the workshops. And
no, it was a brilliant place to have it. Car parking was fine.
Yeah.
In and out. Oh my God, John. Yeah, their kids, Dan and Wes, they just helped carry stuff. I mean, obviously, it takes longer to set up than it does to break down. I mean, honestly, it was like wasn't it? It was like an army had just come in and sorted everybody out. And
Yeah.
everyone just...
It was funny though, seeing the people who've done it loads of times.
Yeah.
And they've got their like fold up trolleys and things that they wheel everything out into their car.
Yeah.
And there's me
We were just...
lumbering stuff around because we hadn't
Yeah.
really
Planned it.
well, the funny thing was packing the car with Chris.
Well, actually, we bought for Joe's our friend Lizzie had a stand. She's Betty Silk, and she had a stand selling her
Knitter's notebooks.
books and She does patterns. She's got a couple of patterns, doesn't she, for garments? 4 patterns, I think, garments. And but Joe, she only got a fee at 500. So Joe brought her table, and it was the first thing in.
Yeah. So it had to be the
Last
first
thing out.
It had to be the
first thing in. And of course, she had everything on it, so she had to pack and she had to take everything off the table before we could even start packing the car. But I say we in the loosest sense of the word, because Maggie helped, and Maggie and Joe did it, and I sat and kind of organised the stuff that was still left, but didn't lift anything. Thank you very much, ladies. And then Maggie dropped me at Bristol Parkway. And I managed to get an earlier train that went straight to Didcot. So how I missed that when I was booking, I don't know. But it was brilliant. And I got home. I got back to Didcot 5 minutes after I should have left.
I got home and Chris emptied the car for me. And I was just like, I'm just going to sit here for a minute.
And it was emptied.
Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant.
And then we had pie for tea because it was
in the oven, that's it.
Yeah, I didn't have to do anything. What was I going to say? And you said to me, Mark picked me up from the train station and he hadn't spoken to anybody all weekend.
I know.
So all he wanted to do was talk, and you didn't want to talk to anybody.
Obviously, I talked to him, but you know what I mean. It was a bit like, oh goodness. Right, so shall we get on to the...
So I think the overall conclusion was, it was a wonderful show.
Yeah.
We would definitely do that show again. We don't know if we do any other. Well, the fact that it's so close to me.
Yeah, is what makes
I don't know whether we would, because we couldn't fit you in the car.
No, that's true. That is a good point. And
we'd have to hire a van.
It's not my. I enjoy going to a yarn show for other reasons.
We need to find a way of getting our name further out there without having to do that, I think.
Yeah.
How we need some marketing advice.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Well, you need to give some of those to Amy and Florrie, because she's got Simon samples. Don't you? You need to give. So we can give some to John and Claire, because that's their photo. They show all those.
Yeah, but not in there, but only in their yarn.
Yeah. So, you're going to loan Simon, aren't you? To
No Frills. See if No Frills are interested.
They're having
the hanging rail.
So we haven't got to store it, which is quite a good thing.
So we need to work that out.
Yeah, so Meg was there on Sunday. That was lovely.
And she lots of people commented on how cute our stand was.
But I have to say, the people made it.
Definitely.
And that's the same everywhere, every time. It was just met so many lovely people. And
standout for me was some of the younger people. There was one girl who sat down on the poofy next to you and was making notes and stuff. And I was like, young people who knit shawls. Love them. And then Gwyneth, is it Gwyneth?
Yeah.
She said, I was going through my patterns and I said to my husband, we've got to go into town and buy a new binder. Twinset and Purl have got their own binder.
No, she's lovely. She's lovely. And I've persuaded her to knit to cuff down. She only knits co-op socks. Sorry, Gwyneth. That's the face I pulled when you told me on Saturday, whatever it was. She's going to try try the free Jomo socks. So see if she likes.
Yeah. Cool.
So
Right, shall we start going through this?
madness.
Madness.
It's not too bad.
Do you want to do? Should we talk about this first?
Yeah.
So we've put a little gift away package together, and we've got some gorgeous yarn from Loom, colourway. What does that say? Murmuration. And it's a beautiful pine.
It's paler than that, isn't it?
Yeah, pine green.
Muted it is.
Yeah, it's gorgeous, and that's
It's Corriedale
on
sock.
Corriedale sock.
So you can knit socks with it.
100% Corriedale.
So it's high twist. You can knit socks with it, but you can also, it's very soft. You could also knit one skein thing or add it to something for a Simon or an Alexander, or anything you want, obviously.
And that's from Loom, and then these are from Loom as well. A couple of little needle
You're going to do a
pattern with
this
yarn
is
later in the year.
non-superwash, just to let you know.
Yeah, I bought the yarn that I'm going to do the pattern with at Stitch Fest Southwest.
Right.
So that's coming later in the year, and then there's some stitch stoppers.
Yeah, because they're from Somerset.
Yeah, stitch stoppers and some stitch markers from Handmade in Surrey by Monica.
That is Creative Anarchy.
Yeah,
Her mum makes them.
cool. Yeah, lovely. They're glass beads.
I've never seen anything like that one.
Yeah,
I think they're beautiful. She's actually, I mean, she started off she said, just putting beads onto things, but now she's got the equipment and she does all the twisting.
Oh, right, wow.
She's got jewellery.
I got some of those as well, but they're in the prize, and mine aren't. So we'll show those later. And then a bag from Butternut Handmade, and it was
really
Conchetta's. Did I say it? Conchetta.
Conchetta.
Conchetta's first show.
Oh, she
She absolutely loved it. Yeah,
we've loved her bags for years before we podcasted, and she right at the beginning she gave us bags to give away when we very first started.
That's
she's on Etsy.
Information, yeah.
And she had a really good show, didn't she? She really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
and we had lots of mutual appreciation hugs whenever we saw each other.
but we thought that yarn went
very well with that. And then those and the stitch markers. So if you would like a taste of the big flock, I think what should they mention? I would say something like join the flock, or I want to join your flock.
Yeah.
I want to join the flock. As a phrase, just put that phrase in there.
And in your comment.
In your comment.
And then we'll be drawing that in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah. Brilliant. So we're not going to remember
The order.
where we started, but I will just start by saying that lovely Caroline Reid came together from Devon, and for a while ago I must have been knitting or crocheting with this, and I could never get the navy. It was always sold out, and they were at they go to knit group together, and Ruth messaged and said, Caroline's got a cone of the navy, do you want it? And I was like, yeah. So they brought it, and it's just navy blue.
It's called navy, is it?
Yeah, 100% soft cotton, 4-ply, 400 grams. So there's enough for a tee or a shirt.
I've knit. I had a cone of black and a cone of cream or natural, and I've knit 2 tees, a black tee with a tiny bit of the natural, a whole tee in the natural, and one a stripy one with it.
Yeah.
And I've got enough to knit a Simon cowl or an Alexander cowl left.
So yeah, so that, I'm not sure if I'm going to knit something this summer with that. So thank you, Caroline. And she wouldn't take any money, but she did have the Lady Whistledown pattern. So look forward to seeing your Lady Whistledown. And then Ruth, Joe and I showed our
Hair for
we joined the Mamie and Florrie club.
The
Travelling. What's it called? Travels. It's something like that.
Travelling Yarn or Travelling?
Yeah. And I'm not sure if, I think one's January and one's March. So we've got April.
Yeah. And February was pink, wasn't it?
Yeah, February was Valentine. Yeah. And so she had these two on the Adventure Sock, which is my new favourite. And so this one is Meet Me at Central Station, Amsterdam. The green Mamie and Florrie stitch marker. And this one is the British Virgin Isles. I think that was January.
I remember
the
inspiration photo.
Yeah, that's got a pink. Yes, I'm not sure if they're going to be socks or something else. They make beautiful socks though, because Drita has been knitting our socks in.
I think if you put a black with that and did an Alexander, it would be amazing.
Or like a dark grey rather than black. Yeah. Cool. Yes, sorry. Just gazing at them. Yeah, so those were pre-show goodies.
And Ruth also brought me some ginger pink that she's already wound up, but she decided isn't her colour.
And it's Jo's definitely.
And it's definitely my colour. So this is ginger pink, and it's been dyed with Weld. She's a natural plant dyer. And it's Blue Face Leicester Masham.
Beautiful.
Which is one of my favourite bases. And I've got a fade of the natural, like the non-dyed colours from Laxton's, and this would go really be gorgeous with one of those.
Lovely.
I've got lots of it. I could actually. Do you know what I would fancy doing?
What?
Knitting an Elton sweater with two lots of no mohair, just
2 4-plies.
2 4-plies.
Yeah, the jumper or the cardigan.
The jumper with that and the grey natural.
Yeah, lovely. Beautiful.
I think I've still got 2 skeins of that. Even if I did,
It suddenly got chilly.
even if I did like colour block and do that with a pale grey on the top and then a dark grey on the bottom.
Yeah.
As long as it was different enough, I think it would look alright.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. She does like a good
Right, so
good sweater.
Should I show that at the end?
Yeah. Or now. At the end.
At the end, and I'll show that at the end as well. Right.
So
best of the show.
yeah.
So I also got another bag from Botanical.
Oh, so did I.
I picked it for you, didn't I?
Yeah.
So I saw this one on Conchetta's video of her stand, and I was this is what I wanted to go and get. So it was like, if somebody will buy it, so I have to go and buy it now. But I love those colours.
Yeah, and then this matches my hedgehog, party hedgehog. Now got a Christmas polar bear, but I love him so much he's going to just get used.
Yeah.
Because he's perfect for socks.
And then should we talk about the other bag we got?
Loom.
Yeah,
Not
no,
Loom.
not Loom.
Moth and Found.
Moth and Found. And this was a bit of a compromise. She
Literally
did so
had sold-
well.
she'd-
She'd almost sold
Okay,
out the
the
first day.
She had about 4 bags left.
And I really wanted that one. And Rach was like, but you could get a sock in the other one and I can't.
Yeah.
So I ended up getting this one, which I do love.
Yeah.
I do love. And I like this. So she had some that were just a line down, but I liked the scoop.
Yeah. And this one was...
And inside is a really nice stripy pink.
Yeah, so she uses organic and reused fabric. So this was the curtain that she made into bags. And she's lovely. I can't remember her name. Beth, is it?
Oh, I don't know if I know her name. But I think she watches the podcast.
Yeah, she does.
So I'm really sorry if we don't remember your name.
And you make beautiful bags.
Yeah.
And So follow her on Instagram. Jo will link
Yeah,
to
I'll put
all the Instagrams below. But I'm not sure she does.
Is your zip like that?
Yeah, she does.
They're just gorgeous.
She does the odd show and has some updates, but it's not her It's not her primary job. So
yeah, she did.
there probably won't be anything in the shop.
Yeah.
Now. Yeah, you went shopping. Kind of went shopping first, didn't you?
So I went to Butternup, and then I knew that I wanted to go and see the Urban Pearl, and she had a bargain bin, and I found these two
You didn't tell me there was
gorgeous
a bargain bin.
gorgeous skeins in the bargain bin, and I can't remember her name either. What's the name of the Urban Pearl lady? Anyway, she said, I wondered who was going to pick up those beauties, and they're called the colourway is called Mistral, and it's on the Luxe High Twist sock, and it's 80% superwash merino and 20% silk.
Beautiful.
And that is going to be a gorgeous shawl. At some point,
It will. It will be lovely.
who knows which design, but
I'm just kind
there's
of
always
gathering
more
it all
design,
together.
always more designs in this head. So
Yes. Don't worry about that.
don't worry about that.
So, let's talk about Knitting Shed.
Yeah,
Hi, Nicola.
I don't think they watched it though.
No, they don't. But
So I love their yarn. I buy a skein almost every show,
yeah,
and
don't knit it.
I just love it, and I haven't knit anything with it yet. But this was just, I love it's the flax base, which is 90% superwash.
Just get one.
I got one, yeah.
I'm very restrained of you.
I paid for it as well. Twinset and Purl didn't pay for it.
Wow. You're going to need to
90% superwash merino and 10%
You're going to need to be going online and buying some stuff.
Yeah. I bought this myself as well.
Why?
Because I hadn't been given permission.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Anyway, so this
You were
is...
given permission when you were given a card.
Okay. This is one of a kind.
When you're not got permission, I'll take the card.
Okay.
Off you.
One of a kind colourway. And I loved it.
It's lovely. That's the linen. Yeah.
90% superwash merino and 10% linen. And it's just so gorgeous.
Well, there is a bit of a colour theme
yeah.
going on here because I got two.
I love that colour as well.
Yeah. So
I think I bought that. I bought that at the last show.
So I got these two.
I think I bought those two colours at the last show.
I got these two to knit. Guess.
Simon.
Summer Simon. So this one is pink peppercorn.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
And it's merino silk. And this is called speckled egg.
Oh, I know. The one I got was honey, milk and honey.
That just reminds me of Gaia's Alexander. That she, yeah. So Simon number 7.
Oh, it's beautiful. I haven't got that.
Can
Mine's milk
can
and
you
honey.
wind those for me
I can.
before? Because Jo's wind. I've got a new winding station area.
But my winder is superior.
Oh, yeah. It's so
We're
much
gonna show
better.
them
Yeah,
that.
because I'll show that after
Okay.
I've done this. So, because we didn't bring the cowl, did you, and the sock? You didn't bring the cowl, the Divine Flower cowl?
No. You told me you didn't need anything out of the sample bag.
I'm sorry. Anyway, this is, I'm not sure, it's
What
a
the colours?
sock set.
The colourways.
No, and I think there's just been drawn to these
Their
colours.
colours are just beautiful.
I know. So I'm going to knit with these, either colour work at the top or
Heels
like
and
stripes,
things, yeah.
like
Oh, yes.
like a sports sock kind of thing scenario, and just have this as like a ribbed, maybe. But there's classic sock. It's the first hand dyed yarn. I
day.
use every centimetre, and it's just gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so they need. There'll obviously be something by.
I think you should knit a colour with hand.
That's a good idea. I haven't started my Alpine Bloom cowl yet. There's no time to knit anything else, is there?
It's hard.
So I had a design with the Wool Kitchen called the Divine Flower Cowl.
On your phone?
No, I showed it in the last episode. I have got a picture of it on my phone. And it was in, I crocheted it twice. So the colour, the top one is the colour, the original, which is Sky Fell and Neon Glow. And then the one behind is Iris and Love Hearts Mohair, which is much more subtle, but that's still beautiful. And I just loved this Iris colourway. So Joe's wound it for me because I'm designing a sock in it. So I'm not even going to get to knit it. So I'm going to get to knit it, but probably not going to get to keep it. And this was the mini that we chose for heels and toes.
Nice.
And Helen wants something really simple. So we've decided we're going to do crest of a wave, in just down the front.
Yeah, nice.
And then I guess we can reverse it, so it's left foot, right foot. So that is for going to be in October. Are you doing something for her for then?
Maybe. We've got to work out. I'm designing something with the zip yarn.
Yeah, the signed pooling,
and
which is what they are famous for.
It's a little bit more complicated because you don't know when it's going to happen. So, and the idea that you've got to maintain a stitch count.
Right.
So we're just
sorting out.
I've got to knit a bit more and just see what happens in all. You know, like I think once people get going, they'd be fine. But it's yeah. I want to give a few.
Weird.
I want to give a few guidelines on what to do in different situations.
Yes.
Should we do Balika next?
Yeah. So lovely Laura.
So I was chatting to Laura, and she had to rush off and talk to John about something. So I was left looking after her stuff.
Oh, right, didn't tell me that.
Not that I had any way of taking any money off anybody or anything. I was just stood watching everything and keeping an eye. And I saw this, and then I didn't get it.
Right.
She said to me, "You've got enough yarn." And then the next day, I went back and got it because I just couldn't get it out of my head.
Yeah. And you bought me a skein, which I went and changed.
Yeah. So Laura doesn't do colourway, the colour names. No. But this I just absolutely loved. It's like a pale grey with.
She can just says you can just tell what mood she's in by what colour she dyes.
So it's got
It's
some
beautiful.
neons and some brights and some green and some blue.
Yeah,
Love
and
it.
she has amazing bags as well.
Yeah.
So go check her out. Jo will put the link below. She's to her Instagram, and there's definitely
And
a
her
link
website.
to her website. And I think she had a really good show.
Yeah. She's from Bristol.
Yeah, she's a twin and she's got twins.
Yeah.
So
Did you see her twins?
Yeah.
They've got amazing red hair, her
Yeah.
twins. Yeah. No, we had a great,
I think they came to help her.
lovely chat.
They came to help her unpack.
Yeah. So Laura's yarn is beautiful. Don't know what we're going to make with that one yet.
Blue fern yarn.
I didn't get anything for blue fern yarn.
What did you get in it?
I've got Wool Kitchen, Botanical, Bird Street, and
I'll do Wool Kitchen because we did. I've done my Wool Kitchen.
Okay. So the zip I've got the yarn I'm designing with is a short zip, and it's in a really bright. It's like a teal.
It's good to design with because you can definitely see when it's coming.
Oh yeah, teal. This is a long zip. Though.
Oh right, okay.
So teal and bright neons and fluorescence, and it looks really good.
I bought a skein at Unravel probably 5 years ago, and so now I can do Jo's pattern.
So they put up a picture on Instagram of,
this is one of their new colourways.
yeah. So this is called long zip strong brew. So I take it out the packet.
Yeah.
You can't really see.
It's fairly crinkly.
I wanted one skein, but they were only selling it in 2 skein packs. So
You just knit it.
yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful.
But I loved the colours.
Can you give one to me?
You could have one, yeah. I want to know what it's going to look like in an Alexander.
And I want to see it as a sock.
Okay, well, let me just decide which skein I want. I think I might actually want
That one with the darker blues.
Oh, I was thinking that one.
Oh right. You've probably got them in somewhere.
Yeah.
Folded.
It's this bit that I'm
Oh
making.
right. Is there?
Yeah, okay. So yeah, it's called Long Zip Strong Brew.
Should we start it and bring it next time?
Yeah. No. At some point we'll do
Okay.
it. But I love it.
Yeah. Gorge.
Luke. It's just
Yeah. So my yarn was given to me to design with. It wasn't purchased.
yeah. I'm not doing a design with that. I wanted to see what it's. I want to see what it's going to look like in an Alexander.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if I've got some. I know I've got some yak from Blue Fern Yarn that's that colour, but that might not work.
No. You need like a darker.
Or a paler.
Do you want
The
one of
veggie
my
silk.
Oh yeah. I was going to have my chocolate yarnsmith.
Ooh, that might be nice. Yeah.
We'll see when we get next door. So, Blue Fern Yarns. At the Southern, she'd sold out of one of her Halloween colourways I wanted it on yak. So so I pre-ordered, normally you can't see that bit. I ordered it and she dyed it after when she went back and posted it to me. And when I got it, it was like black charcoal. I thought it was dark navy, and it wasn't, it was charcoal-y. And so I decided that I needed something to go with it to like tone it down a bit. Or bring it a bit more, not tone it down, bring it up actually, because it's charcoal grey. So I chose this yak. Her yak is beautiful. 20% yak, 70% merino and 10% nylon. And this is called Biscuit. And I'm actually thinking I might do stripy socks with the variegated and...
Oh yes, that would be lovely.
Yeah. So maybe for Halloween. You have to remember you've got it.
I've got it.
No. You have to remember.
Sorry, I thought
you have to remember you've got the yarn, don't you?
Yeah.
Otherwise you just go and buy more. But you never know. I might start them so they're ready for October.
Yeah.
Something like that. And then I also got this skein of merino silk, 50-50, 400 meters, in ink, which is because I don't actually buy a lot of navy, and I'm going to make myself a gelato cowl in it, which I don't actually have.
Have bought yourself a lot of navy this time.
Well, it's not navy, is it? You wouldn't say it's navy.
Well, you've got that.
Oh yeah,
That's all in a navy-ish theme.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I did get a few more things than Jo, but
Exciting.
yeah. So that's going to be a crocheted cowl.
You've got a few more things than me, and you've taken a skein of yarn off me.
Yeah.
So that's.
Well, you normally get You normally have stuff from me.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying anything. I'm just.
So I've just got 3 more things to talk about. Little Grey Girl, and then Bird Street. And now we talk about bags. So I had I had a design with wool decanted at February Unravel, not last year but the year, was it before? When I wasn't there.
Yes. Which was was it September?
I think it was in September.
Anyway,
I remember
Hilary Chestnut.
I remember Hilary coming out.
Hilary and Simon came out quite close together.
Oh, maybe it was then.
And we knit it in a kind of blue pink. It was quite.
It was their new colour, wasn't it?
Yeah, and we were having. I was chatting with the ladies, and they were saying they think the colour doesn't. People don't necessarily. The colour doesn't suit everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So we've decided to re-knit it. I'm going to re-knit it for them in the natural,
which is beautiful. Their yarn is.
Their yarn is just gorgeous. I love knitting every stitch of that Hilary, so I'm quite happy to knit it again. Yeah. And they're very generously giving me the same to knit whatever I want.
So,
but I am going to knit myself.
Do you know which show they're at?
There's a show at the end of August.
Right, and I don't know if you're going to get it done by then.
Yeah, so that's my plan is to try and do it by the end of August. Because you haven't
really got another holiday into September, have you?
October.
Right. Jo's got a very exciting holiday booked.
Yeah, I'm going to Rhinebeck.
She's going to carry me round.
New York.
She's going to put her phone around her neck and carry me round with her.
Oh, I meant to talk to Sophie about it. Never mind, I'm too busy. So I'm going to re-knit the Hilary, and then they're very generously giving me four skeins of this as well. And I'm going to knit myself a Hilary. But my idea for that one is to hold neon fluff with it for the cables, or for mine.
Do you want some Love Heart mohair?
I don't know, because I've got a bit of the incandescent from Trillion left over.
I think it'll be enough.
That is the question. But
very good.
I've also got some bright neons from Sophie, and I quite fancy that kind of pinky peach mohair with it. So we'll see. But first of all, a plain one for Lisa, and
Lisa was there, wasn't she?
Yeah. Can't remember the lady's name.
Beautiful yarn.
Yeah, absolutely gorgeous yarn. Love every single stitch. What's that going to be?
Guess.
Not a Simon. An Alexander or a Simon?
I don't know yet.
Beautiful. What's the pink? What's the mohair called? Is it Surrey or mohair?
It's Surrey Silk Cloud, 400 metres,
lace
50 grams. Yeah. And this is called Alvington, and she doesn't have many variegated Surreys. So there's that.
Let me have a close look.
This is called Raphael High Twist Sock.
You can do that in the Contacts app.
Thank you.
Well,
so Little Grey Girl.
There may be some new designs coming that you might want to hold that back for.
Yeah. Gorgeous. Very happy. Chatted to her for ages. She's going to be helping us with our business. Do you want to talk about that? Then I'll talk about that, and we'll talk about
that. So I
you didn't bring both?
No. I was chatting to Sophie at Botanical Yarn about doing another collaboration with her, and she said, "Oh, come to this stand and pick some yarn." And I've been looking at this.
That's fingering.
It's fingering, right? Yeah. It's fluff yarn. I think it's mohair. It's merino and neon net. It says neon donegal. Pampas grass neon net. And these were the minis that we picked to go with it. So it's going to be a 1 skein shawl.
With a bit of mini.
There may be some yarn management to handle, but I think it's going to be beautiful. And that will be coming out at Ravel in September. Is the plan for that one.
Beautiful. And then next, so there was another designer, and then on the end, I think kind of last minute, they were on the wait list, and then somebody pulled out, so they came along. Creative Anarchy, and we've bought her yarns before at Unravel, and that's where the stitch markers were from.
And these are my stitch markers from her. So mine are Amazonite.
And as you can see, this is a bit of a drapey one. This is 80% superwash merino, 20% silk, high twist, and her base is, she calls bourgeois, is that? And the colourway is sun dappled. And I just had this, I don't know, moment when I wanted to knit something, have something autumnal that would be ready first. It's going to be a 1 skein shawl.
Right.
I can't decide. I love doing pages, but I think I've got an idea.
Right.
For an idea. So that's going to be, probably be that. Yes.
Nice.
And we've got a bit of time management we've got to do soon, haven't we? Because we've got a few things, you especially, need to be keeping a little on track. And then the last thing I bought was from Bird Street.
Yes, and me. So I bought 2 skeins of Piglet in the base that is baby alpaca, 70% baby alpaca, 20% silk and 10% cashmere.
Beautiful.
To knit Amy for my niece Amy.
Lovely.
It's gorgeous. And I was sat on our stand, and this one wasn't. This was over on the side.
Yeah, but they
all
had
of their sock yarn,
and that colour was.
And Piglet was on the end, and I kept saying to Maggie, "Oh, I love that." And she's like, "Go and buy some." So I bought 2 skeins of the
that's
drapiest.
beautiful. It is.
And it's so beautiful to knit with.
And then I had a moment. Well, I just finished. This is the funniest thing that happened at the end, wasn't it? I had finished my Simon shawl in their merino.
Oh yes.
It's extra fine merino super kid mohair, 56.44 if anyone's counting. And so I finished Simon, and he's beautiful. He is luxurious. And I'd been thinking to myself, I think I said to Maggie, I hope they've got some blues in that yarn. So I saw this one, which is called Nebula.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
And then I was thinking about getting 2 skeins of that. And I thought, well, I like this one as well. That's called Latte. And when I went to pay, I gave them to Bex, and I said, I'm going to do Simon Cowell in these. Does he know? And Rachel, who was working on the store, went, does he know? So, and we laughed. So I'm going to do Simon Cowell. There'll be too much yarn.
You can make 2.
Make 2.
Or a hat. There's going to be a Simon hat.
So yeah,
Simon hat or an Alexander hat first.
Simon Cowell. Beautiful yarn. And I do love a cowl.
Also so quick to knit.
Yeah, I enjoyed I was saying this with other people that he was on hold for a long time because of Alexander's and other stuff. But every time I would do like 30 hours, say, I'll just do 30 minutes, I'll do some time. my happiness scale just went
Yeah.
up and up, and he just makes me happy to knit a Simon.
Mm.
So yeah, just need a Simon on your needles and you'll be happy. So
I
yeah,
want to get him into the repeatability criteria on Real Needles Hands podcast. So I've just got a couple of extra things that oh, you've got a couple of extra things,
Yeah.
and then I've got a couple of things I've got not.
oh, so I bought some more stoppers from Loom. So I bought 2 each in these colours, yellow, like a mustard,
Mm-hmm.
and a green. She didn't have many colours left by the time I went, but it was good because normally, like, she strings them onto two sets onto a card.
Yeah.
They were just loose for people to choose. So
Yeah. Nice.
that was good. And then I got these stitch markers because I loved your
Blue
Joe got
ones.
the blue ones.
Do you want the blue ones? And I'll have the pink
I quite
ones.
like these because they kind of go with my yarns that I bought. We can share. I mean, there's enough.
Yeah, no, it's just like because you like blues.
I
so
do
much.
like blues, but
I
this
don't know
is-
why I picked blues.
these were my colours of.
Yeah. No,
Oh,
go
the
for it.
end was
Don't worry
blue,
about
wasn't
it.
it?
If you want those ones, that's
So,
fine. Just thought, my pencil's broken, but I got a pencil from Betty Silk. She's doing little pencil sets.
Yeah.
Right, so I bought a couple of things.
I didn't.
Just
I wasn't
really
going to show my.
Um,
Oh, can we just say that our colourway with Bird Street, Twinset and Purl colourway, sold out within minutes. So, thank you to everybody who either bought it because it was named after us or just liked the colours because they
Yeah.
are beautiful. So
I've been stockpiling some tin liner. I got 2 skeins each of these, spicy orange and like I think it's called Kit.
has it not got the
It's
name
like
on it?
No, they just got a number,
Oh right.
but it's like a milky white,
Mhm.
isn't it? And I'm thinking of doing a stripy tank
Right.
in this.
Mm-hmm.
I think, or part of me did think, could I put the colour work from that Nordic vest, the Nordic bloom vest,
Mhm.
onto a t-shirt? But then I don't think I'd have enough
Right.
of it. I think it needs to be stripes to
Yeah. So that's 200 metres.
220 metres. And then I've got 3 each of these to knit a large Alexander. For one, because the black and white one is going to
Yeah.
cousin Alex. So this is matcha. I think it's gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
Matcha and
You ought to message him because I can have
like a natural beige.
I can have it collected from here.
Yeah. And then like a natural beige.
It's his birthday
Beige
next
one.
weekend.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I'd message him and ask him. Do you want a wool shawl for
Your birthday in
middle of
June.
June? Yeah. So that will be knit at some
How old are we?
point. 54.
Oh, so he was 50 last year.
Yeah. And then I bought a bag which I saw on Instagram, and I just saw this colour and I was like, I really want that, and it was so quick. Like I ordered it Wednesday morning and it came yesterday afternoon.
Wow.
And it's from a company called Labo Mono. And you can pick your strap,
Yeah, yeah.
you can pick the colour. So
Oh,
there's
and
some plain
and it can be
ones.
worn in different ways.
Yeah, and I think it'll clip onto other things
Ah.
and whatever. It's got a little handle.
So they come off, so you could have it as a little.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so cool.
And I was thinking that it.
Price?
Ooh, good point. Bit of a loose thread there. It might have been £35. But it's got a zip on the back,
Yeah.
and that's soft, so you could put glasses or your phone, and it's not going to get.
And it's got like a little thing to.
And
like a
it's
security
got, yeah,
thing.
it's got a little bit of elastic that you can shove the thing back through, so it's captured in there. and then it's got the zip on the front with the thing for your keys or whatever you want to.
And what's the inside like?
And then I was thinking that's fine for your phone, your wallet and lipstick in there, and then
Your keys.
knitting in the middle, and then the middle's got these sidey bits to stop things falling out. It opens up, and then it's got pockets.
That's really cool.
And another zip pocket there, and the mesh pockets on that side.
That's really cool. What other colours did they do?
They had 2 or 3 in the,
You can undo that
yeah,
to open it up. God, so
2
well
or
made.
yeah, 2 or 3 in the white hashed fabric. So
Mhm.
the grey one and a yellow one and maybe a blue, maybe a green, and then they had a couple of solids.
I think having just done what I've done, I'm lucky to bring these into the house.
Yeah.
to have another bag.
But no, I just thought that was
No, I like it.
really nice.
I like
So
it. I would
don't-
like one.
I
but-
chose this one, but oh yeah, it'll come undone like that as well. You don't need to take the thing off to.
That's really handy.
So, yeah. I thought that was really cool.
I was thinking where that pen come from. Kitchen fridge pen.
So that's
Right.
everything.
Yeah.
So, join the KAL, cast on your sock, do a shorty, get it done by the end of the week.
Comment.
Put your picture in. If you use Botanical Yarn, post it twice. You will with the yarn label in the photo.
Yeah. If you want the getaway,
the gift away.
getaway.
We're not organising a getaway. If you want the gift away, write I want to join your flock in your comment, and we will draw that next week, in a couple of weeks' time, and have a look at doing a Lady Violet or a Lady Whistledown and join our teas, sweaters and teas.
And just really, the Twinset and Purl socks and the Divine Flower Cowl are up
Joining
they're on the podcast
Podcast
bonus. They've been added to the podcast bonus, but please go and have a look at them. We didn't really get a chance to do
No.
much kind of
PR.
about them at the weekend, so sorry we haven't got them here, but have a look.
Rachel told me I didn't need to bring any samples back, and I didn't even
I
think
know,
about it.
I'm sorry, it's my fault. It's my fault, it's fine.
Right,
But
so I'm now
yeah.
gasping for a cup of tea.
Yes,
So
it's
really,
time to go.
Yeah, really lovely to be able to share everything
Everything
with
with
you. And yeah, we'll see you in
Yeah.
a couple of weeks.
Yeah. And if you did come and see us,
Yeah.
just let us know if you think we should do it again.
Or any feedback, because
Yeah.
if you also found it difficult to go and look at samples because there were too many people or
Mhm.
whatever,
Yeah.
and you've got any ideas, we would,
Mm.
we're always open for that.
Yeah. But
Cool.
until the next one,
Done.
happy
Yeah,
knitting
Happy knitting.
and enjoy the weather.
Yeah, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.